Well, thanks for joining us on this windy Monday afternoon. I'm 90s meteorologist Chris Bianchi. If you look at your Colorado weather forecast, you're probably asking, when is this darn wind going to end? We'll get into details on that, but the good news is the worst of the wind should be over for most of us later on tonight. It'll depend on which side of the metro area you are on, but in downtown Denver and points east, we've probably only got a couple more hours of this to go. In the foothills, that wind, unfortunately, is going to hang on. The other kind of bit of bad news is the wind is going to be not as bad tomorrow, but still going to be windy out there. Just, again, not as horrible as it's been, frankly, all day long out here along the Front Range. Of course, that is our top story. Taking a look outside here in Denver, just a lot of low to mid-level cloud cover overhead. This is also what we term a Bora wind, B-O-R-A. And what that means is normally for us here along the Front Range in the metro area, our winds are typically warmer winds. As wind comes down off the mountains, they typically accelerate, they warm, and that's actually happening in this case, but the origin of this air is so cold that it feels like a cold wind out there. So point being, a Bora wind is kind of that truly miserable kind of wind. That's what we're seeing this Monday. I know, full of good news. Windy all day long, mountain snow through tonight. It should dissipate a little bit for the evening to early tomorrow morning, and then it's unsettled for the end of the week. By the way, we do have a freeze watch that is up for tomorrow night and into into Wednesday morning as well. I could drop those temperatures just about freezing for us for tomorrow morning. So 24-hour wind reports 96-mile-an-hour wind gusts, the peak gust for us at the Cheyenne, on top of Cheyenne Mountain. That would be the top wind that we've seen so far, and also going to be looking at those winds still gusting for many of us. Still very, very windy out there. Those winds will continue over the next few hours. They will dissipate by the time we get into the evening and overnight hours. First for us along an east of I-25, then for us into the foothills. So closer look in here at the metro area and what we're seeing right now. Of course, the metro area is seeing the strongest winds across the state right now. We've got actually over 9,000 power outages in the metro area right now as a result of all these strong winds. We've got a 58-mile-an-hour wind gust right now at the Rocky Mountain Airport in Broomfield, 45 at the Boulder Airport and DIA right now, to 36-mile-an-hour gusts. So kind of two different things going on here. Again, just kind of get more detail about what you can expect over the next few hours. Along and east of I-25, come 6, 7, 8 o'clock or so, those winds should start to relax for the majority of the metro area. Again, along and east of I-25, you will notice those winds relaxing. You get into the foothills, though, and that is where those winds will hold on the longest. And in fact, they'll probably intensify somewhat for us into the foothills later on tonight and early tomorrow morning before those winds relax pre-dawn tomorrow. So again, in the foothills, you've got the longest to go, and also probably the peak of the winds in the foothills will be tonight. Along and east of I-25, calmer winds come about 6, 7 o'clock or so this evening. Tomorrow, still a windy day. This is 2 p.m. tomorrow. Notice it's still pretty windy out there. So we're not done with the wind by any stretch of the imagination. Come tomorrow, it's just going to be better tomorrow compared to today, but still going to be pretty windy out there. Red flag warning, we do have that for southern and eastern parts of Colorado. That's where we could see those winds gusting up to 65 miles an hour. Green up is not as intense down there right now, and that's why we're talking about the red flag warning there, not in northern Colorado. Also a fair bit more moisture of late for us in the northern part of the state. We do have an air quality alert for stratospheric ozone. This is very unusual for us, what we're seeing in the metro area on south into southern Colorado. This is a stratospheric ozone related air quality alert. What's happening is we've got such a strong area low pressure overhead that we are literally pulling the ozone layer in the stratosphere down towards the surface. Now, normally the ozone layer is about 7 or 8 miles above the surface, but because of the strength of this area low pressure, remember low pressure means low pressure on the surface, that means we're pulling down enough of the air low pressure is pulling down the ozone layer towards the surface. So it's very unusual. In fact, I actually asked the Department of Public Health how often they issue a stratospheric ozone related air quality alert. And they told me about once a year anywhere across Colorado that they'll issue an air quality alert due to stratospheric ozone. So this is very unusual and goes to speak to the strength of the air low pressure overhead. And by the way, the strength of that low is also going to help fuel those really strong storms. You've probably heard about those in Kansas and Oklahoma and Texas. Unfortunately, very likely tornado outbreak for that part of the country today, and that's thanks to the same parent area low pressure that's leading to the wind and that stratospheric ozone for us across Colorado today. HD operator showing us some snow showers for us across the central and northern mountains on this Monday afternoon. Those snow showers should gradually dissipate as we get through tonight into early tomorrow morning, but then those snow showers pick back up again for tomorrow, and our continuing stream of high country snow will continue into probably Wednesday as well. So for today, highs already around 60 degrees. We're already around there right now, but again, the wind makes those high temperatures almost useless, so that's why I'm skipping through that graphic so quickly. And who cares, you know, if it's 60 degrees, but you got a 50-mile-an-hour wind, who cares about what the temperature is, right? For tonight, mid-30s for us. Winds will relax later on tonight for just about everyone. First, again, along an east of I-25, then in the foothills. Tomorrow, low 60s for a high temperature. Isolated storms, still windy, but not as bad as today. Highs tomorrow, still running below our seasonal average in the upper 60s for us in Denver. And then next 7 days, we do have a freeze watch for tomorrow night and a Wednesday morning. Then we'll be in the low 70s for Sunday and Monday. So a couple things to keep in mind with the preparations for strong winds. Stay inside if possible, and do not drive a high-profile vehicle, and keep those phones charged in case you lose power. So again, wind, unfortunately, is going to stick around for the next few hours for just about everyone. In Denver, the majority of the metro area, things should start to improve kind of 5-6 hours or so from now. Foothills, you're going to have to wait a little bit later for that. Chief Meteorologist Kathy Saban will have more updates for you coming up at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 tonight on the 9 News family of networks on this pesky wind and how long it'll last. Once again, I'm 9 News Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your Monday.